Hello and welcome to the Crown Sceptre here in W12 as we get set to pay tribute to a true legend of the Loft. The local lad who made 403 appearances for QPR across 2 spells, scored 97 goals, played in the Premier League and also helped us win promotion back to the Championship. If you haven't guessed it yet, his name is of course Kevin Gallen and he wears a pretty special hat.
Well, it's with Bardsley. That's an excellent cross. Oh, that was a great cross. That was a marvellous cross. And it's Kevin Gallen.
Gallen has a shot. Oh, look at that! Fantastic goal! Oh, magnificent from Kevin Gallen.
Here comes Ainsworth, crossfield ball, it's just bombing into the path of Gallen, and it's been scored by Queen's Park Rangers. Gallen from 6 yards, is that glory for him?
Okay, then lots to get through in the company of the main man himself, Kevin Gallen, along with Martin Rowlands, Marc Bircham and Lee Cook. Guys, thanks all so much for joining us.
Free bar, cooking it.
Kev, we'll start with you, obviously a local lad who grew up playing for the club, supporting the club. How much does it mean to be voted as one of the all-time favourite players by the fans?
Yeah, do you know what? I haven't really thought about it until I haven't really thought about it. But a mate of mine who's a QPR fan rang me, text me in the morning, he said, I can't wait for Saturday. I'm really buzzing for you. And I went, well, you're more buzzing than me. But when I think of it, when it gets a bit closer, I haven't really thought about it, but yeah, it will be good. When I was a kid, I never thought I'd be in this position and be sitting here. So yeah, I'll be very humbled on Saturday.
I'll ask you to pick 3 former teammates to do this feature with. One by one, why have you picked each one? Start with Rowland.
Well, I'll do it all in one hit. Then one who would turn up. No, Martin. Yeah, I mean, we had all. I mean, I played in before, in a different sort of era until they came buff, which was great, by the way. But I was sort of the younger lad, and they were all a little bit older than me. And when Martin and Birchie and Cookie came to QPR. We had such a good 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 years, but not only on the pitch, but off the pitch as well, in the dressing room. So that's why I picked these 3 lads.
Your QPR career really is split into, obviously, 2 spells, but 2 very defined halves.
Yes. I mean, it was growing up in the youth team, that's a spell, and then getting into the first team, obviously, playing with the likes of Ray Wilkins, God rest him, Malcolm MacDonald, God rest his soul, and Les Ferdinand, I mean, that team, Clive Wilson, Simon Barker, privileged to play with them and learned so much with them, and really, really good players. Then it was a little bit of a downturn. I got injured and things didn't go well for me. I left, and then I came back and it was sort of there, and then it went up again. So those 2 spells, I would say I played my best football. In that first spell, but also in that second spell, consistently, and with some really good players, and we achieved something where QPR was on a low, and with the help of these guys, we got them back to where we are now, and which then went to the Premier League. We're back down, but I think we were sort of the resurgence of QPR, because it was relegated into League One, which it is now. But also administration and stuff, and it was tough times. But with the lads and other lads who are not here, like man just said to me, "Where's Danny Shue, Clark Carlisle, Tony Thorpe?" I actually watched Furs, Catherine, I think Gareth. I mean, people. We don't talk about Gino Padula, but we don't really talk about when we got promoted that Richard Edgell played right back that day. Richard Johnson played centre midfield that day. And I don't really get a mention, and another player who off no area, but another one who doesn't get no sort of mention. He played a lot of games with the club was Matthew Rose, and we would all agree that Matty Rose is a very underrated player. He was very unlucky with injuries, but he could play left back, he could play centre back, he could play whatever midfield, and he always did a really good job. And very underrated player and a great lad. So, but. These lads, we had great times on and off the pitch, so this is what they hit.
And I hadn't seen Rosie in a long time. Well, probably last time I seen Matthew Rose was when we played together here. And I see him in June at Royal Ascot for the first time in, well, God knows how many years, probably over 15 years, probably.
How was that?
And he looked really well. great to see him, and it was like, you know, we'd never been away. Top bloke, is it cool?
Injured. Fell over. Fell over on a race course.
Injured at the first hurdle.
So no, great bloke, great, and I could, and he was good player. I think, yeah, he came to QPR in, I think I would say 1996. There was a long before these guys, and he, because Stuart Houston signed him, he got a little bit of stick, but he was good, great bloke, great, and a good player. Like I said, he could play in it. He was one of those players, and I spoke to someone the other day about it. He was one of those players who could not train the whole week and play on a Saturday and play well, where I couldn't do that. I'd have to train. I'd have to train properly. But he was sort of naturally fit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Just like loose and... All right, enough about Matthew Rose.
It's not about him. He's not going.
We're going to go through both your spells, but firstly, a little game. I got the lads to sum you up in a line. So you've got to guess who said what about you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the first one...
Do you remember what I said?
Do you know?
No.
You might give it away when the line comes out. First one, voluptuous baller legend.
That's that idiot.
Yo, you started putting a cookie, weren't me?
No, it's not you.
That's first.
No? I know that.
It was in fact Lee Cook.
Yeah.
Who said it?
Oh no! Hold on. Oh, I should have. You should have read them out all three. And I'm like,
Maybe-
what's the biggest
All right.
flag?
Okay. Cookie, your memories of playing with Kev?
My memories of playing with Kev, never had a bad game. That's the one positive I'd say, or the most positive thing I could say about him. We all had shockers. I've had a shockers. He's had a shocker. Rody had a shocker. Kev never had a bad game. Even if he was at half of his best, he had a good day for us. And growing up, he was in that team he talked about with, like, you know, Les and Trev, Rufus Brevitt, Ardsley. He was coming into the team then, and he was always one that was always talked about, and ones that, so, as a supporter at like 14, 15, when I was going to these games, we was excited to see him. And obviously when I made my debut with him on the pitch, that was, a bit special. And to be fair, you know, when I first signed I told Bircham and him, both QPR supporters, I spoke to the pair of them and I said, look, it's an honour to play with you two. And they both looked after me like unbelievable.
Was it quite surreal after, you know, watching that team and then playing with the likes of Kev?
It was, but straight away it was like, I'll come on loan first, and I was a shy 18, 19-year-old kid, and they looked after me like unbelievably.
Yeah, the sky blue heat up Beetle with a flower potting.
Yeah. Straight away.
That went down low, yeah.
Velour, get rid of that flower.
He had a velour Fubu tracksuit like Ali G, so that
Yeah.
broke the ice straight away.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I got a little bit of sting, but I loved it.
So the flower went, yeah.
But that's what I've always loved, all that sort of stuff. I'd rather that than going into a changing room and everyone don't say anything. I've had it with teams. First, when I went for Charlton on loan, no one said anything when I walked in the changing room. It was horrible. I'd rather like get mad and have a laugh with someone about it. And that's what it was like. And that's why I quickly became sort of into that changing room, and I enjoyed it, and we just cracked on. And that was probably because of the first couple of days. These two hammered me along with other people. But it was a good team spirit from day one.
Even now, it feels like a real unique time for QPR, that team.
Yeah, no, I said it, rejuvenation. It was the club coming back from really bad sort of relegations and going into administration. So really good. And not just the lads here, but the rest of the lads. We can't just... I've invited these three lads here, but it was all everyone was together. We had a really good team spirit. We worked hard. They weren't just messing about all the time, because the training, you know, it was hard. The staff were a big part. The staff was good. Ollie, Kenny, Jacket, Tim Breaker. I mean, it was tough. It was tough. I mean, every Tuesday it was Terror Tuesday. It was tough going, but for that season we got promoted, and we were battle hardened from the start. Pre-season battle hardened, and really good times.
I think the camaraderie was evident. We had the promotion event last year. Everyone got together, and people hadn't seen each other since that time, and everyone kind of clicked straight away.
Yeah, there was no one you say, oh, we don't want to. Everyone was great together, great laugh. that not everyone gets on in the changing rooms, but you've all got respect. We all have respect for what they could do for the team.
Next line. Top player, great teammate, would never let you down. He had a great football IQ and was a leader, a real joy to play with. Just importantly, he was a top bloke, honest, loyal, a good friend, and always a good laugh. Enjoyed many a day out and a night out with him, and look forward to many more.
Well, I think that's him.
Yeah, mate. He's in a few words.
I think Rowley
Gave you a paragraph.
I thought it was pretty good. I've only realised. Because I know he's going to absolutely slag me off.
I thought it's 3 words.
A sentence, but Rowley's give us a long sentence.
Tears to me eye, that.
Get the points in for Rowley.
It's true. Yeah. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice word.
Bloody hell.
My dad wouldn't say that about me.
My mum. Not 3 hours. Webby, you've let yourself down here, mate.
I've just asked him.
And you've let
for the
yourself
lines.
down. You should have texted back 3 words, Martin.
We spent a great few years together. On the pitch, off the pitch. And we've remained good friends off it. Not just Kev, me, Birch and Cookie. You know, Gaz, we had a camaraderie. Yeah, like Kev just touched on. The group isn't always going to be best friends in the change room. Yeah, there was fall-ups. Yeah, stuff happens on the training pitch. But we were a team or a group who all fought for each other. And we all had a common goal of wanting to be successful and do the best for each other and the best for the club. And a big part of that at the time, Kev was captain. He led the group. And, you know, we us especially, like, we've all gone really well, and that's continued, particularly when we finished football and retired. So these are them words that I've said. They're true words and they're honest, and, you know.
But one of the main things is like you actually wanted to go into training.
Yeah.
Because not only was it a great laugh, and we worked hard, but it was great laugh. Yeah, before training and then after training. Hard work. Banter.
Yeah. You've been on holiday, you've been on pre-season trips.
Table tennis.
Table tennis. Run the show. Head tennis. Head tennis. Table tennis.
But, you know, like...
Table tennis got banned from table tennis for playing it too much.
Social media
memory.
Yeah, go on.
And proud to be a part of and to enjoy my career with these guys.
Social media is such a big thing now, right? Do you feel there's a lot of spotlight on players? Kind of back in when you played, you know, you didn't have that pressure. Did that help that you kind of were allowed to have your, you know, release outside of the training ground?
I think, like, you know,
No camera phone.
No camera phone.
yeah,
basically,
basic
yeah.
camera phones. They're brilliant.
But you would have had a good time outside of the training ground, right?
Yeah. We used to go out, like doing anything like fighting or anything, but you know, but what happens is it's like we can have one, but you could have a drink. So say you're out and then you get caught with a drink and they give it, oh, look at him, he's drinking and this, that and the other. Look, those days, you could have a drink, no one would take pictures of you. I might talk, but...
We was encouraged by the staff, actually. Ollie was a big, like, to go and have social events together as a team, in team bonding events, and majority of the time in that, we've all played for different teams, and sometimes there'll be like 20 of you. Sometimes in other groups, there might be 6 or 8 you actually got. In our group, I mean, I'd be hard pushed to think of anyone who didn't actually come. We went out and it was literally...
I think our record after a lads' night out, we never lost the next game.
Yeah.
And it's probably the worst thing you can do with sports science, because we had an agreement with Ollie once a month. We said a lads' night out. So in his great wisdom, he'd run the arse off us, dehydrate us massively, to make us go out drinking again. So it's like twice as bad. So you should never play well on the next game. And I don't think we ever lost the next game after that's not ours. Unbelievable.
Were they wild?
No, it was a lot of drinking. I have to say, I remember going out, we was in Commodore once and Paul Furlong was there, and I think he ate more burgers and chips than he drank. And I looked at him and I went, how do you do this and you're still ripped? And he had abdomens like that, and he ate about 5 burgers and chips. I'm looking at him putting on weight, but no, everyone we tried to do it. You know, at one stage I was in charge of the fines, and I put the fine money away.
Yeah, in his bank.
Yeah. And I put the fine money and then we'd either go bowling, we went paintballing, or we go for a meal and then go out. So we'd always sort of well, basically Paul Furlong paid because he was late every day, and I'd have to go first. You owe me money, so he paid for everything. So fair play to him.
That's why I was having 5 burgers, getting money's worth.
Getting the money back. Yeah.
That built camaraderie, didn't it?
Yeah. No. So you do. Yeah. It's good.
Spirit, and in there, that was huge fun.
Well, the Ibiza one was like,
Great steak do.
yeah, Ibiza was unbelievable.
And what a mix of personalities and ages, and everyone just come together.
Was it outrageous?
Normal week.
Normal, yeah.
So we went to our beach.
Just a normal week night beat for the middle of July.
He didn't play. Did you play?
Actually, yeah.
Is on that
No, you got subbed at half time in the final. Great move.
Did you
We're the only ones that played the night.
I played the night. Yeah. After being on a 3-day.
I scored 2 against RB for Town. Don't worry about.
The game was lively as well, wasn't it? The
Yeah,
final.
very lively because they were 2-0 down, and then there was massive QPR support, and there was a bit of fight. The police,
Ollie on the microphone.
Ollie on the microphone to calm everything down, and give us a team talk on the microphone,
Got tickets for Pete Doherty. He was there. Obvious, sweet.
and we ended up winning 3-2. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was great. That's got to be my standout.
Yeah, but
That's my standout ever
we came
pre-season.
back from that pre-season. Did we not win 7 on the bounce?
No.
The year before.
That was you before.
We didn't win a game for us.
That was Scotland, wasn't it?
No, we had a double R pre-season after we come back.
Oh yeah.
Because that was,
Yeah.
to be fair, that's great management. I mean, we went.
I don't think he meant.
He even said that, like Ollie said, this isn't the start of pre-season. It's
Yeah, when we get back, yeah.
Because we'd signed a few lads, there was a few new voices, and it was a team spirit thing. But yeah, fair play because we did come together, and then we went from it.
I honestly can't remember what I said. He's going to make me look bad now, isn't it?
Hey, well, here we go. Like Macaulay Culkin, a child protege. Hard-working, good mate, likes to laugh, but hairy. Also doesn't like orange juice and can't look at a salmon.
Look at what?
A salmon. Ask him
And I
why.
can't.
I thought you said just 3 words.
No, he's added that on. That was another one. That weren't part of the 3 words.
Well, orange juice because I've got bad heartburn, so I can't have that. And that's been going since I was.
And the salmon.
And the salmon. That's when I was younger, going to my parents' my grandma's in Ireland when they used to at the bottom of their thing there was a river. They used to bring up salmon, fish, poach, bring it up in a net, and then
Didn't they
they'd
leave it in a bath?
They'd leave it in a bath, and there'd be like 6 or 7 big salmon, and I'd walk in, and
in the bath.
But then when they cooked it, they boiled it. They didn't fry it, and the stink. And I have never touched fish since.
Never again.
Yeah, that was it.
That's me done with fish. I might have the odd prawn in Spain. Prawns peel. I won't touch it. So that's the reason for the salmon. Yeah, it was awful. I'll be outside. Everyone be eating. I'll be just sitting outside doing it.
It's funny, my granddad done the same thing with eels. Did he ever do that with the eels?
No.
Jellied eels used to catch the eels from the Thames, put them in the bowl, chop the head off. Used to make jellied eels.
It's not to put you off.
You're not
from the Thames. That's why I've never eaten an eel.
Yeah, but you're not brushing your teeth lips from like Kevin.
Yeah. So he went to the toilet. There was like 4 or 5 big salmons
in there. Yeah.
Still wiggling.
Still rising.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time for a very special guest to join us. We all know Birch can talk for Canada, but it's Kev's day, and we thought it was only right that we get someone who can talk for Ireland.
Uncle Tommy. Is Uncle Tommy still alive?
Means the most to you in life at the moment.
Simon Stamier.
Ever.
Adrian Lima, Clive Allen.
Please put your hands together for Kev's mum, Tess Gallen.
Listen, Gallen, you're right.
You're right. You can do it for
Tess, come join us. Come round.
Do you know what they say? Dick time, Mum. For Ireland.
Congratulations.
Oh, I didn't even tell her I was coming down.
You couldn't know why you didn't call it.
You shook your mum's hand like you signed on a contract.
Come join us there. Tess, thank you so much for coming along today. Obviously, we're celebrating Kev and all of his achievements at QPR. Just firstly, how proud are you of Kevin, you and Jim? How proud are you of Kevin and all he's achieved at QPR?
Unfortunately, his dad isn't able to be here today. Certainly from the very beginning, it was there was a lot of football around our house. Football. A lot of going here and going there, transporting people around, transporting Kevin around, and enjoying the games. You know, his dad was very, very, very involved in his football career. I watched the kids, and from there onwards, like it was, let's put it this way, it was always going to be.
QPR is a big thing in the Gallen household, right? Talk to us about the early days of Kevin and life in the house.
Well, his dad was a QPR supporter all his life since he came to London from Ireland. He used to always attend the game, beyond, I think, before ever I met him. We met him. And he was, when the boys came along then, they would go there every Saturday with him, to all dressed up in their kits and their hats and all that, and socks and shoes and all that. And they'd all off to QPR since they were very, very young. And then they'd come home, maybe have some dinner, and then go down the park and
Recreate.
Yes.
We'll try to.
Try to recreate or practice some of the, some of the skills that they see at the game that day. So it was very obvious from the beginning that they loved QPR. They were part and parcel of the club from going there on Saturdays, and then being involved in other, different other clubs as well.
Ealing Whistles, is that right?
Yes, the Acton, yes. We set up the Acton Ealing Whistlers Club with somebody, a chap from Ealing, Dennis Fitzgerald, and his dad was the chairman and I the club secretary. So it was like we had huge amount of following of maybe about 10 teams on a Sunday morning, and Joe, Steve and Kevin played in the... They were always frightened when we were coming because, the word got around that he was going to score a lot of goals. So when the teams heard that the Acton Ealing Whistlers were coming, it was like, they were a bit scared because there was a lot of fear, yeah. They were quite scared because they knew the goals were going to be scored, so, yeah.
Kev's obviously not your only footballing son. Obviously, there's Joe, Steve. When did you realise that Kev had something special?
Well, that's a good question, to be honest. Good question. He always loved his football. He always played football. He always smashed the house up, with a football. Plants flying around the place. And always kicking a football inside the house and outside. And we were fortunate to live close to a park, Acton Park. So he was constantly there all the time. So then he went to, played for his school team. He went to St. Vincent's local Catholic school. So he went there. They had a very good school team there. And it was always sort of said it was Kevin Gallen at the team. That's how they say it. And then from there you went to the district and there to the county. Yeah. And then you went to Watford. A couple of seasons, I think. No, you were young.
Yeah, young, yeah.
And then you went to
QPR when I was 13, but
Yes.
school.
Was you under 14?
Yeah,
Then you went-
so schoolboy forms. But I was at Watford for 2 years. Yeah. I used to play right back for Watford. Yeah. And
KJ coaching you?
No,
Kenny? No?
no, it wasn't. It wasn't Stuart Murdoch. They played me right back. We were playing centre forward for my Sunday team, which was a good Sunday team called Belmont United, and a bloke called Pat Nolan was manager, and he was also a QPR scout, and we ended up playing QPR. So we were about maybe under 13s, but we actually played a year above QPR under 14s, and remember we beat QPR under 14s like 4-5-1, which the Sunday team's achievement. I think I scored 3 goals, and then it's Chris Keeler that was in charge, and he wanted to sign me, Trevor Chalice, who played.
Trevor, yeah,
He played for QPR. Marvin Bryan, who become an apprentice and a pro.
Played at Blackpool, did he?
Yeah, played at Doncaster at a few clubs, and so we had a really good team, and a few others were at QPR, and they went to Chelsea and stuff. But we had a really good Sunday team, and that's sort of how when I was at Watford, and then it was like obviously I live 10, 15 minutes. So I'm a QPR fan. I ain't going to be in like that. See you, Watford, but Watford's a good club, but QPR's our club. So it wasn't a hard. It was not even. It wasn't even a decision. It was the easiest decision of all time to go down to QPR and sign scoreboard for them. See it.
The rest is obviously history, Tess, but Kev goes on to make his debut in the Premier League, no less. That must have been a pretty special moment in the Gallen household.
Yeah, I remember the papers being full of it. His cousin, our nephew coming over from Ireland, he had the papers with him, came over from Ireland for the games and got up to Manchester. And it must be very challenging for him and frightening, because looking back on the day now, all those years later, it was a huge debut to go to Man United. And I always remember the size of the defenders. I can't remember the name, but there was
Steve Bruce,
Palace and Bruce.
and there was an Irish there.
Roy Keane,
Yeah, and
Lawrence.
they almost seemed double his size, because
And he scored.
they were older and bigger, and
And he scored, didn't he?
yes.
Disallowed by
Onside?
Dermot Gallagher. No, they said I outruled it. Dermot Gallagher, the
Irish.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had.
Don't trust them.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know he had a proper Irish accent. So he puts his English accent on for the TV, but he's got a proper Irish accent.
Yes.
So I met him at an event.
Yeah, but I forgive him because when I had my testimonial, I had him as my ref. But I did say every time he was the ref, I used to say to him, "All right, Dermot, thanks for disallowing my goal on my day, mate." And he actually used to say, "Are you ever going to let it go?"
No.
One bit, mate. So yeah,
It was obviously
maybe it was.
a football mad family, a QPR mad family. How much did that help your development as a footballer?
What being well, look, yeah, like Mum said, my dad went in the mid '60s, when he came over, and then as soon as we were old enough, he took us to QPR. So I was the youngest. So Joe and Steve, even Lorraine the season after, my older sister. I've actually got two sisters. No one realises it.
Just don't care about them.
No one. So we got two sisters, Lorraine and Susan, and I think they used to go. Well, Lorraine did, but then Joe was a bit older, and then he would go first, and then Steve when he was old enough, and then I was the youngest, and then I went, and then we used to just go constantly. Dad always sat in the South Africa Road. When I was younger, I'd sit with him. Joe and Steve would either be in the loft or the paddock, and it would be just, and this is early 80s, like 81, 82, and all the way through. So.
And I used to always say we would be very well off only for QPR, because all that money every Saturday.
What your dad didn't do, what my dad done, squeezing three of you in one ticket, squeeze you in the turnstile.
He used to squeeze me. He used
Yeah,
to
squeeze.
and not Joe and Steve used to go down. But yeah, so it really used to be all the time. And still, I do it. My son, and your son goes. My son is, and I live in St Albert, and my son is obsessed with QPR.
Yes.
Your boy goes, and your boy will go when he's. But my son is obsessed with QPR. When he's older, I'm sure he will be going on his own, and he'll be going away matches. He will. Like if I said to him, yeah. So
It's a good form of brainwashing, isn't it? You brainwash them. You think they're having a good time.
so sometimes on a Tuesday night, and I'm really tired. But sometimes on a Tuesday night, I'm really tired, and I've come in somewhere, and I will give me that. I'll just watch it on the TV, and my son will come out and go, "What time are you leaving, Dan?" I'm like,
That shows you've done your job as a parent. No matter how they turn out, as long as they're QPR, they're QPR families. Very rarely do their kids support different teams. I don't know anywhere if the dad's a QPR fan, their kids support Arsenal or Tottenham or Chelsea. Normally, always you force them into it, don't you?
You're here, Tess, because Kev's been voted one of the fans' favourite 10 players of all time. How proud does that make you as a family, given all your ties to QPR?
Well, absolutely unbelievable, but I think very well deserved. And delighted, that QPR has bestowed such a great honour and my youngest boy. And after all the commitment he did, I feel he did a huge commitment to QPR to become, looking back now, to become a professional footballer it's not easy. It's hard work, discipline, hard work, commitment, and he did it. So now it's time it's really lovely that they are honouring him with this,
And it'll be a great moment when Kev gets his moment on Saturday when...
It will be, yeah, and I'm very happy that I'll be able to go there. I always remember my first QPR game was I wouldn't have gone. It was a very snowy night. Only he insisted I'd go. Got me a ticket, then I had no shoes to go because I had never walked out. It was a snowy night. And then, I don't know, I must have got me a pair of trainers and I walked to the game. And I've been going ever since that way. I remember the Man United game. Yeah, because your friend's mother used to go. Where he said his friend's mother used to come. So now I had to come, so I did. But I've never looked back. And I worked close by it for 20 years.
White City Estate for how many years?
For 20 years. And it was great because I was able to go up and down to QPR, like just round the corner. If anything was happening, sneak away to maybe a few of the midweek games and things like that with the reserves he was playing in. And had a look around the club shop, see what was on offer. Their Christmas presents, birthday presents, was always QPR kits. Yeah. It's very easy. Yeah. Just take them down to the shop and get a discount and get a nice discount, and then they could pick and choose. So that was Christmas and birthday presents was always the same, QPR kits. So yeah, it was very good.
So does this make Kev your officially favourite child?
And
does it make Kev your favourite child now? He's got to be up there.
Good answer.
Amazing memory. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, and thank you very much for having me.
Well, you're surprised. He told me we've got a special guest, and I never thought it'd be you, Mum. When he said that they can speak for Ireland, do you know who I thought was coming? Steve.
Kev, we're going to take a look back through your QPR career. It's every boy's dream to play for the club they supported as a boy.
Yep.
When did you first think it was kind of on?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I signed when I was 14, and then I was doing well, and then I got into the England under-15s, and I remember going on the trial at Lilleshall for the England. So I played for England schoolboys, England schoolboys was like the schools of England. It wasn't the FA of England, but England. There was a 2-year sort of thing, 15 and 16, where you went on trial to get into this group of 20. Lilleshall 20. Yeah. So like they were like the England squad, wasn't they? England squad of under-15s. And I remember doing a trial, and my dad came up, and he must have thought, "Wow, what's going on here?" Because I swear to God, I scored 4 goals in the trial in 15 minutes, and I scored a goal. I remember just looping it over the keeper, and I'd never even done that before. So then I was off thinking, everyone's looking, giving it, and then I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm not too bad here. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. So I got into that, but I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to go and live in Lilleshall. But then I got into the QPR youth team as an under-16, which is under-18. So it was still at school, went to Cardinal Vaughan, played. I think I just said it before. There's me, Danny Dicho, Dougie Freeman up front. We sort of rotated. Dougie sort of played a little bit on the left, and he was a great player. And he was a great player then, and ended up a great player. And Deitch was a big centre forward. Actually, really good technique for a big man. Scored some good goals and a good bloke.
Good DJ. Good DJ.
A great DJ. But he lived in Ladbroke Grove. I lived in East Acton, and so we sort of grew up together in the QPR youth team. So it was I was always like getting a youth team, score as many goals. Yeah. And I was just desperate to get into the first team. It was just like I used to be playing in the youth team, and as a QPR, training in the youth team, and as a QPR fan, you sort of maybe training, and they're still, you finish and you're looking over there and you see Ray Wilkins, you see Alan MacDonald, Les Ferdinand, and all those, like I keep saying it, all those Ian Holloway, great players, and you just like Jerry Francis as manager, and you grow up, because when you're a QPR fan, you grow up, and everyone talks about the 1975. My dad would talk about the 1975 team, and Jerry Francis was the captain, and he's the manager now, and you're just looking over and giving it, I want to get over there as quickly as possible. I want to be training with them. And sometimes you got invited over when there was like a spare man, and you go over, and there was a reserve team manager called Roger Cross. Remember Roger Cross?
Yeah.
Great bloke, and a centre forward coach, and he used to say, say to me and a few other youth team, because his son was a youth team, and he was
John, yeah,
he would say, right, you lot, you youth team, you're coming out in the afternoon to train as well, and was delighted. Brilliant. We're going out to do more training, and he'd take it, and he would do it for a little bit me, because he was a centre forward, and we were doing centre forward stuff. Really great help, great coach. I just scored so many goals because I was desperate to get into that team, and that was the hunger. Score the goals, get into that team, and that's all I wanted to do.
You probably looked at the side, Kev, didn't you?
Huh?
Probably when you was in the youth team, you went to the first team games and looked at that team and thought, I'm better than these, I can get in this team.
Yeah, no, so I was like, so Les Ferdinand was number one, and in those days it was 4-4-2, wasn't it?
yeah.
So 4-4-2, and it was Les, and who's going to play up front with Les? And Jerry always played a big man and a
Biggest
small
man.
and it was Gary Penrice and
Bradley.
Bradley Allen. Yeah,
He's a
those
great
two.
finisher, Bradley.
Yeah,
Wasn't he?
great. Yeah, really good finisher. And I remember Roger Cross done finishing with us, and we had a competition between me and Bradley, and I was in the youth team, and I beat him, and he was absolutely devoed. Devoed! Like, gutted that, like a youth team. So, left foot, right foot, and all that. But it was like, who's going to partner Les? So I needed to be better than Gary, and I think Gary Penrice was a really good player. Bradley Allen was a great finisher. So I needed to get above them.
Was Devon White there?
Devon
Played Les and Devon together, because he was
So Devon White was Les's number two.
yeah.
But
And Gary Thompson.
it's always a bit. Jerry always played
Second centre forward.
Yeah, I was as a second centre forward, and that was it. I was just desperate as a youth team player to get into that team, and that's why every game I tried to score as many goals as I could,
And you did.
which I did. Yeah, we did, and that was it. Yeah, so it was just pure hunger and ambition,
And believing.
and believing and ambition, and people were believing in me, and it was great. And I played for the England youth team, and we won a Euros. And I played up front with Robbie Fowler, who was top player, and played with like Beckham, Nicky Butt,
Chrissy Day.
Scholes. Chrissy Day was the goalkeeper. Yeah, Daisy was the goalkeeper.
Kasky midfielder.
midfielder, great technique. Gary Neville, right back, played with all of them. So sort of, I belonged in that environment.
We all see, Birch, we all see the relationship you and Kev have. People think that was born from the early noughties, that promotion team, but you came into contact at quite a young age.
Yeah, and as Kev said, I think I joined QPR under 10, so I was 9. And I think Kev started at under 13, under 14.
Yeah.
So he come in. So then Kev was like the enigma. So after a couple of years, it was all about Kevin Gallen's going to be the next big one. So he was the big hope for QPR. And you think before that, there was Paul Goddard and Clive Allen before him. Say it was he's going to be the next Clive Allen. And you look at the tapes, Clive Allen's probably QPR's greatest finisher. I think that's you see the goals he scored at that time. So Kev was held in that high regards, and it was all building up, and then I think it like Kev was talking about, that European Championship is when really the rest of the country noticed Kev, and he was better than Robbie Fowler at that time. I know he's there, I don't want to embarrass him, but if you think that you look at what Robbie Fowler went on to do, and it's so strange. That was the first time at my age that you're like training on the same training pitch and getting involved with someone. And sometimes I used to play a couple of years up, where we used to have games at Westminster Lodge, where Kev lives not too far from that in St Albans. That was a place that QPR, we used to have games there. His team used to be on before ours, and then we'd come on. And even in my youth team, there was in my schoolboy team, there was Nigel Quasi and Rio Ferdinand. Like Kev used to get spoken about, because that was the that was the pinnacle of what you should be as a young player. And I think after the Euros, and everyone knew, that's when Kev come on the radar of the whole country. And he would have been a top player if he didn't wrap his knee around someone's knee at Fratton Park that move. So, but it was like, I think he would have gone to Man United at that time, and that was all the rumours, and that it's terrible that happened. It kept him for QPR for a while, but Kev did that. He would have been as good as Robbie Fowler.
We'll go on to that, but Kev, obviously we spoke about you broke all kinds of records as a youngster. You went on to make your first team debut on the opening day of the 94-95 season. A pretty special moment at Old Trafford.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, I was sharing a room with Bradley Allen the night, on Friday night, and he said to me, Kevin, he said to me, "You're going to play tomorrow." And I was like, "Really?"
Was he spiking your teeth?
Yeah. He said, yeah. He said, "You're going to play tomorrow," and I went. I was like, okay. I was like, he didn't know because I wasn't told. I only really found out at 1:30. That was the day.
Yeah, but Jerry does pattern and play. Was you in it, or did swap you and Bradley?
He'd be doing a little bit. He'd swap it. He would like, but I did sort of. I told my mum and obviously and my dad, like, you better come up because I might have a chance of playing here. And it actually went really well for me, and I had a really good debut, and I scored, got disallowed. Dermot Gallagher, I mentioned him before, and. Yeah, it was good, and I played really well. But I just remember coming home and coming home on the coach, and shouldn't happen because we were playing on the Tuesday. I've got home, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. I've rang my mates up. Come on, we're going to Hammersmith Palais tonight.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, but that was allowed. That was allowed then.
Yeah, I know.
Tuesday, it wasn't frowned upon then.
But I've rang a couple of mates up, and we've gone to the Hop Holes. And we watched Match of the Day, and we were the main game on it.
Yeah.
And they're like praising me, and I'm gone into the Hammersmith Palais like that. Like,
me, I tell it.
not one bird looked at me.
A normal Saturday.
Stand on the main stage.
A normal,
doing this, me.
A normal Saturday night in Ealing for Kev.
They're doing that. Yeah. The usual. That's like when I walk into my house. I'm here. So yeah. So and then. Well, you're going to go on to the next one. I see it.
No, the next question is you and Les racked up 30 odd goals between you that season.
Yes. So
special times.
Special times. Great to play up front with someone of that caliber and suited me down to the ground and the experience and what a top player. I sort of changed my sort of game a little bit because I wasn't used to that, but I would come a little bit deeper, turn, and I could see him. I could put him through. Because I knew his timing of his run and pace and his finishing, you put it in front of him, and if you get onto it, yeah, unbelievable. Really, and then, yeah, I don't know what the next question is, but yeah, great centre forward partnership, and then probably the next one we're probably going through, but then similar sort of Paul Furlong in the 2004. And the mid-2000s was a bit similar, where I'd come a little bit deeper. But that wasn't sort of my game. When I played in the youth team, I was more sort of running little darty runs. But I sort of adapted. He done all that, and I'd come short, and I could see him play him through and link it a little bit more, where he would go more running behind.
Game IQ, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Game IQ.
No, the game.
I've called him Mary. You're going game IQ.
You played number 9. When you was a kid, you played number 9. Number 9, like striker, number 9. Then you could play off. You played in midfield. You played wide. You did. You could in the mid, didn't you? But that's game IQ. You played different positions.
Played right in midfield in that Cardiff playoff.
Yeah, you played wide right. Like you played different positions. That's game IQ.
You've got a special song, right? I was going to go on to
Sorry,
it.
no.
Go for it.
I remember I said I actually think I would have been a really good right. I don't know, maybe even play for England playing that way. Yeah.
You've got a special song. It was born that season. Every young QPR fan's dream is to score the winner against Chelsea at Loftus Road. You lived that. Yeah.
I know, and a header. It's very rare. And
talk to us about that night.
yeah, it was brilliant. And it was great. Barnsley, Barnsley crossed it in. David Barnsley had a great whip on him. He'd get out of his feet and he could whip it into anywhere in the box and put great deliveries. And that was a feature of like the training sessions at QPR was, we used to do this training session where, the wide players, you probably remember that. I don't know if they do it now, but you play it into Jerry or Frank Sibley, who was a great coach. He'd pass it back to centre forward. So one would pass it to Frank. The other centre forward or a striker would ping it to the wing. You'd run in
Near post, far post.
Basics.
Near
They'd
post.
run down the wing and cross it.
Yeah.
And we used to do that for like 20, 30 minutes nearly every day. And David Barnsley, you could see the quality. He would get the ball out of his feet and whip it. Yeah. And he did that day. And I remember because Danny Deacher was right behind me. If I didn't head it, he would have probably headed it home. So, I sort of flicked it. And it
As Fulpy would say, right off wig. Right in the bottom corner.
right off the barnet and cushioned. Yeah, it was brilliant because Chelsea, I'm a QPR fan. And to score against Chelsea, I was to win 1-0 was special as well. And it was also great because I got to play against Glenn Hoddle. He was a legend, really. But,
Any of you guys there that night?
Yeah, I was there.
You were there? Do you remember it?
Yep. So the Barnsley cross, great cross. He got missed. I was never good. Technically Barnsley's goal.
It's only Dave Bastard.
But no, I'm surprised because he didn't really score headers.
Not really. I scored a few.
But they're more near post runs, not like that was more middle of the goal, weren't it?
Towering header.
I wasn't because I always
weren't so towering.
In those days.
But it was.
In those days, I was always a big man.
The big man, you're going near post.
The one going to near post, and always like Les or Deej.
So I remember it's at the back post of the penalty spot type thing, so it's a bit further than it normally does.
Yeah, brilliant night, brilliant.
You spoke about David Barnsley there. So many special players in that team. Rattle through them, Macca, Ray Wilkins. What a great learning ground for you to kind of learn your trade.
Unbelievable, and I would say the whole first team squad would learn off Ray Will. Yeah, he was that special of a bloke. But as a trainer, he trained. He'd be out early. He would train his socks off. Honestly, he was just. He would encourage. You'd never meet a better man off the pitch, but also as a better mentor. And he'd pull me to the side and he'd tell me sternly as well. And he would say, "Why are you doing this? You ain't doing that. You got this. You could do this." And he'd tell you. And it's Ray Wilkins. You're listening to him. You're like, "Okay, yeah, I'll do that." He used to say. He pulled me once and he said, "Kevin, what's wrong with you?" I went from nothing. He said, in training, I was in training with the first team as youth team. Because why don't you just run around? I went, what? Just run around. I went, okay. For the second half of the game, I just ran everywhere. And Jerry did say that to me, but not as politely as that. There was a few Fs and that.
No, but when Ray told you, I ended up playing my debut with Ray at Mill when he was there for a bit. If Ray Wilkins said great ball to him, it was like, oh my God. Like Ray Wilkins thinking I played.
You've made it.
He could either be lying through his teeth. It wouldn't matter.
And get praise from him.
Oh,
it's funny to get praise, and he would give you praise if you done.
You Watford?
He's my assistant, but
Jerry, good.
when Kev was
Yeah, but that's management, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
number,
He wasn't the manager.
no, exactly.
No, Ray wasn't the manager.
So Ray was the manager, but he did it. Viali was the manager then, wasn't
yeah, but
Viali was
Ray was.
what QPR time
and
as
Ray
a kid
was the assistant.
through, you'd always have the number.
They give you a bit.
The score in the goal.
right.
You'd have number 9 or number 10. That's all on the back of your shirt. And I'm like, two cameras. He just sent them through. Who just passed it, really. But he just loved it. Change. I had 7. I was 9, I think. But to me now, can you get me another 7?
What, for Andy?
No, before him. Well, wasn't it? Well before him. But I've still got that shirt on, and the 7 should
It's class.
it should have peeing off. The 7 was peeing off. He did it all. The back of it's come off, and Louis wore it the other day. But he was.
Well, you got to get a tea towel. Line it back.
I know.
Line it back on.
No, I just left it. And then, but he's like Kev said, when he said something, you listen to him. It's like,
Some of the stuff Ray Wilkins was doing training with all laugh. Because he could he would you wouldn't know what foot he was. You wouldn't know if he's left the right foot. Technically, he was just like chipping it, just
He's
like flicking it over people's heads.
He's the first bloke I ever see. I didn't know Louis Vuitton, and like, he was my first room. And he had Louis Vuitton suit carrier, Louis Vuitton bag, Louis Vuitton West bag. I went, Ray, what's that stuff? He went, hopefully you'll find out.
Did you ever find out?
Yeah. And that's the first time I've ever seen it.
He still don't know.
I must have in a Tesco's plastic bag.
What is it? What is it?
Las Vegas.
He used to
I went, you've been to Vegas?
He used to wear knee-high socks. And I'd be
No, with his suit,
skankiest, like, Asda socks. He'd have, like, his socks up to there. With, like, half suspenders.
Yeah, but he wouldn't wear his, like, he'd have that, and he wouldn't wear his trousers in the car.
He was class.
Honestly, yeah. He was immaculate. Immaculate. And he used to say to me, if I come in with a stubble or beard, he gives it, have you been dragged through a bush? Sort yourself out. You look like a tramp.
And he's like, I'm like Richard Keys, I have to shave twice a day.
Old school morals is being cast out of the aim and out of
Looking back to that time, Kev, you were being heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. Obviously, there were the England honours you won.
Yeah.
You were scoring goals in the Premier League. You must have felt pretty good about yourself at that point.
Yeah, this is great memory lane because I never really think about this. Yeah, but there was like, I think I went down to the shop one Wednesday when you have a day off, and there was like, was looking at the back of the papers. It was like, Kevin Gallen's going to Man United bid Kevin Gallen £5 million, but which was flattering, obviously very flattering. But I was playing for QPR with my team. I was happy. We were like really climbing the table. I think we finished 7th or 8th. I can't remember. 7th or 8th that season.
5th.
No, the year before.
Was Tottenham the club. Nice.
So for that year, we were 7th or 8th. I think Tottenham with Jerry just picked us as top London club by 1 point that season. So I was like, we were in the Premier League and everything was going really well. Very flattering. Very.
If you didn't get injured at Portsmouth, do you think you would have gone?
Yeah, who knows?
Who's managing
That's
them?
my next question, really. You were no, you can take the questions on Birch if you want, but
Well, listen, we've had 3 ACLs, and I think we'll all tell you it definitely infuriates people when you were hurt.
well, actually, this is another question I had. Obviously,
Cookie, stop ruining it.
You've
Cookie.
all been affected by injury. Do you look back and resent that, or do you just appreciate the time you had in the game?
It's that injury, like, and
I'll have a drink on that note.
he kept done it against Pompey, and he definitely would have gone. 100% would have gone.
How do you reflect on that now? That moment at Portsmouth. Obviously, it was difficult for the team, just relegated from the Premier League after Les left. But you were still scoring goals, and you're in a good place.
He scored when he got injured.
Actually, I scored. I scored the goal. I got injured scoring a goal. So I literally scored 3 goals in 2 games, and I was really on good form. Yeah, terrible. It was such a strange time because the doctor's surgery weren't far from around there, Dr. Fraser, and I remember I've had the injury, and I've had a scan, and they've rang me up and they said, Kevin, we've got this stuff is not right. We've seen no fibres that have been snapped. There's nothing there. So we want to scan your left knee to see if you've actually got a cruciate. A cruciate. I'm doing it. What? Yeah. Okay. So I scanned that, and they said, yeah, you got a cruciate. So they said, right, we've got to get the swelling down in your knee, and 3 weeks is to your operation. I'm like, okay. I'm running around the training ground, no problem. Everything feels normal. But then I go in for an operation, which then keeps me out for a year, 9 months. But it took more because the rehab was an absolute shambles. The injury was bad. The rehab was horrendous. I didn't get any good rehab. Not like you guys get that. Compared to today. I mean, I played the first game of the next season, and I couldn't even. So that's my so that's straight. And then if you pulled your thigh up, it goes like that. I'm like that. I'm playing hard. I can't even run.
Wait.
I'm miles off, and I'm playing in the championship, and I'm like, I can't even can't even stretch my thigh. You know, when you pull up your I can't. It's like that. That's how bad it was. So yeah. But it's weird. It's like I sometimes think about it because I think I could have played on with because they said I didn't have a crew.
No.
There was no fibres.
You're not with that.
Yeah, but they're like saying,
Stability.
yeah, I know. But
Everything
they're
else
saying,
would have gone in that time.
yeah, but they're saying I didn't have one.
Yeah.
An ACL.
Yeah, in my right
They
knee.
built one.
Yeah. No.
No, yeah, well, no, they said there was no fibre snapped.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
No. But he had that Dave Livermore when I was at Millwall. He was going to go to Southampton.
If
He
he
found a medicine.
Yeah, that's it.
For his,
You see,
I'm not saying you didn't have that.
that's what it's scanned.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm literally running around the training ground like, no, there's nothing. And I've got an ACL injury. And
Massive, but no,
no, the knee was fine. The knee was fine.
Weird.
When you think about it, is there a sense of resentment, or how do you reflect?
It's just,
It's like it's football.
it's football. It's not resentment. At the time, I was resentment. Now I was just like, right, if I didn't have done that, we wouldn't be sitting here now talking about QPR being legends of the Loft.
There we go.
The legend of Man United.
Yeah. Legend of the Boulevard.
Well, that still stands.
Never would have been on the podcast.
Legend of Hammersmith Palais.
I used to be there.
Yeah.
Just skipping back a little
I
bit.
didn't know kid then, but
Yeah.
Skipping back a little bit to your senior debut, Jerry Francis gave you a debut.
Yes.
Talk to us about your favourite QPR managers.
It's difficult because Jerry gave me my debut. But Jerry was quite tough on me. I thought. Very tough.
is that
on
in
me.
a good way, Kev, or is that like?
Do you know what?
In terms to get you ready for what's coming?
Yeah, I think he was quite tough on me. I don't know if he meant it or to be in a good way, but he was tough on me. And it was a kick up the arse. Ray Wilkins was great that season. Ian Holloway, those seasons we were there were brilliant. Helped with Kenny Jackett was brilliant.
Yeah.
So
John
would
Gregory.
say no.
No.
Now,
I would go my favourite. Like when you talk to the lads and they'll say to you and you'll ask them any question, who's your favourite manager? You just go back to when you played your best football and when you were happiest.
And a bit of
success. And my happiest times were with Ray Wilkins, Jerry Francis, Ray Wilkins, Ian Holloway.
Rowley
My
and
favourite time.
Rowley and Cookie, you stayed on a bit longer than Kevin Birch. Who are your favourite managers at QPR?
Steve Holloway was always my favourite, only because it's my favourite time. I kept saying, like, my best probably 4 was under Brady Barkey. As a manager for a journey of time, going into training day, so your teams have been card out, you'd be mates, if you like, but Holloway was.
I'll say this, Matt, just quickly. Ian Holloway, under his management with Kenny Jackett and the physios, Prav, Bobby, who's the other geezer? And
Scotty Rushton.
they got me fit.
Timmy Breaker.
Timmy Breaker.
Timmy
Penny was
they got me really fit. And I know I was in my head, because if I can stay fit and get fit, I can do the business on the pitch.
I signed.
So my bet.
I signed with a broken leg.
Yeah.
They got me fit.
Yeah. So so when you say best managers, I always become best mates with the physio and the fitness coach to get me fit, to get me as fit as I could be to be out there. Which the structure was, they brought them in. So
But I thought I was just say to Bill last Friday, let's Kev play. And if I said yeah, he'd be like,
Got a chance.
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
wanted about
it's-
first
it-
goal
it-
scorer.
it's-
it'll be like
First goal scorer.
like this one.
That's inside. That's inside.
Wait, that was my granddad.
Rolly, that's inside. I'm betting for Stoke.
You can do it back there.
Don't tell the FA. They get banned.
When Kevin first were up front, you knew we got a strike. Because not only
got a chance.
not just
You got a
us like playing behind them or doing whatever. You got 2 up front. You get a goal out of nothing if you need to. But
mate. Good as your forwards. Yeah.
when we played up,
Very good.
and in the initial, I would have played wide. So it would go up. I would just run. I didn't even have to think. Is it going to stick? Where's that? I knew it's going to stick. I can run. I can run off of this. And if it's not Kev, let's do it first. So the era of that, it was phenomenal what we was able to play with, because it gave us freedom.
Yeah, but obviously helped you.
Yeah, but
How successful were.
But saying that, when we went on the historic run in the championship, was it 8 wins on the trot? He played centre midfield with me, and that weren't playing that we just felt we had it. The season didn't start well. We had injuries, and then we went in, and Cookie was on left, Rhodey was on the right. Rhodey wanted to play midfield, but he did later on. But that was such a waste of his talent because he was so good as right winger. We played midfield because we couldn't run like.
I actually I was in Germany the other week and I couldn't be bothered going out, and I couldn't get any TV, but they had YouTube, and I actually watched the QPR, the Sheffield Wednesday QPR game. I didn't realise it was on the whole game.
Yeah, the whole game's on.
I didn't realise, and I'm watching it, and
So I felt like we
No, we battered them. We
I
battered them.
felt like we
It's only when they got their goal that we saw.
but every time the ball went forward, Furs and you and Gareth and you
was had Brandon.
and Richard Johnson
Running
were
forward.
just going forward, and the ball going in the box. It was like, there's a chance here.
Yeah.
There's a chance here.
But
There's
you know
always
what,
something
Kev,
going
that,
on.
That was the whole season because obviously that game's highlighted.
Yeah.
But the whole season, I did feel like we had energy, runners. And obviously, you watch football now, so fit. That's what Liverpool winning the league and all these things. They play every team. It's energy and runners and
Yeah.
you
Running
athletic.
running forward.
Like when we did that year, and obviously we was encouraged to. We was fit because of Terror Tuesdays. So it was just fit. But we had runners. People with the gas would run all day. You'd run like through the flipping end of the stadium if you had to.
So Ian Holloway,
runners.
Ian Holloway copied that off Jerry.
Jerry, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Copied it off Jerry because I'll say a quick story. The first time I was in youth team and I done a Terror Tuesday with Jerry. I was the unfortunate. They said we needed, because he used to do relays and there was like an odd number, and they went to Des Bulpin. Jerry went, Des will send someone over, and he went, Kevin, and I was like thinking, this is brilliant. I'm training. I was chundering after chundering, and I was 30 minutes. My head was spinning. It's like I've had the biggest session on the ever. It was 11 o'clock on the Tuesday. I was dazed.
I think Jerry would go down as probably one of the greatest QPR managers ever. But I think Ollie was the hybrid of the both of them. Like, I think Ollie was more honest and a better man to man manager than Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry was a great man to manager, but tactically, Ollie copied Jerry.
Jerry did a book.
As if
Ollie played the Rovers.
he was very like sort out the back four and with pattern of play structure, and Ollie copied that. But then Ollie had a bit more personality with the banter.
he had a bit of a person.
Banter and a bit more of a laugh, where Jerry didn't, and that's why you need a number two. And Frank Sibley was a great number two.
There's a lot of talk about Ollie there, and we'll go through your second spell in just a sec. But there was a period in between where you left QPR for your first and the second spell. How was that period?
Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough because QPR, it was everything I'd known. And living in, I lived in East Acton with my parents, and then I lived in Ealing. And then I left and I went to go to Huddersfield, and to move up north on my own, it was tough, really tough. And again, we were talking about if Man United came in or this, that and the other. I don't think if I hadn't have left, I wouldn't have come back, because fall out with Jerry, but Jerry wasn't picking me. And I'm sitting I was coming on maybe for the whole season. I played a few games, but then I was just literally coming on for 10 minutes. And all I wanted to do was play football. And the lads will agree with you. You just want to play. There's nothing worse as a football. Some football players don't mind, but I hate sitting on the bench. And I thought, and maybe my ego thought I was better than the players who were playing in front of me.
And you're not better than Sammy Kojo. Come on.
So that's the point. And my ego was like, I want to play. I need to play. I love playing on a Saturday and sitting on there watching and maybe coming on for 10 minutes. And I was offered a new contract at QPR, but it was like maybe 40% reduction. I went to Huddersfield. It wasn't the same money I was on at QPR, but
It was more.
No, it wasn't. It
But, irrelevant prop there.
It was a 1% millionaire. That was about 20-30% rotation. What I'm saying is I wanted to play. And again, I'm sort of talking about rejuvenation of the club. It was sort of that was a rejuvenation of my career of start playing regularly. I wanted to come home. I got fitter because when you're not playing, you lose your fitness. The lads will tell you. You don't play your sharpness and your match fitness. You got your fitness and you got your match fitness, and they're two different things. Your match fitness, that's 100% match fitness, and your fitness is maybe I would say 89. And if you get to match fitness, it's just like you're playing and you're running. And you're not breathing. You don't feel you. They'll tell you you're not heavy breathing. You just bang. You can go, and I started playing again. Came back. I remember Kenny Jackett. QPR got relegated, and Kenny Jackett rang me because I knew him for when I played at Watford as a kid, and my brother Joe was his youth team coach. So there was a link there. I knew him. He said, Kevin, why didn't you come down training? This is the following season. Why didn't you come after I left Hunsford? Why didn't you come down training? So I came down training, and it was an eye opener because QPR just got into administration, and it was just trialists everywhere, and it was something I'd never knew, and it was trialists like trialists who lower level who were no disrespect, they weren't professional League One level, QPR level. But I understand with Ian Holloway as the manager, he had to change everything and he had to find, because the money was time. But I trained for the week and it was hard, and it was a really hard training session. I was getting fit, and he pulled me in on Friday and he said, Ian Holloway, he said to me, Gazette, we had a practice game and I'm making runs, but these players didn't have a clue. They would see me, so I'm off. Steffo, this is like a shambles. Yeah. Well, this is like Jack Perry. Yeah. This is like a shambles. And how's that these days? He pulled me in and he had a proper real go at me. And I remember it. And I was like, he said, I don't think I want you to come train on Monday. And I'm like looking at him, you're what? You got over 60. And it was harsh. No, over 60, are you? And it was out of order by him. And I still think it was out of order by him. Yeah. And I ended up going to Barnsley. Yeah. I didn't really like it. I played and scored on my home debut. But I ripped my hamstring. And again, you know, those sliding door moments, there was a physio called Jim Webb. And I said to him, look, keep pulling my hamstring and I can't fix it. And he sort of he was like a pet project for me. And he went, right, you're going to be with me every day for 6 weeks. And he absolutely battered me. He battered the weights on my hamstring. He'd done this. He made me get new orthotics, everything. He would take me to this like a running track and give me laps on my own, just laughing me. He was. And it had to be fun, really. Yeah, and he came back. No, and I came back and I played about 3 or 4 games. Told you, hamstring was all right. Yeah, snapped it. Snapped it.
Hey, boy, I ain't going back to this case with me.
I think that was that. And then I retired. No, and then, Jim Webb, a great bloke. And honestly, he'd keep me there. I'd get in there at 9 and I'd leave at 4. I was living on my own, and he was brilliant.
In Barnsley?
Yeah. He's like nothing.
Anyway.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Lend that 4 out of 10. No, so
apologies.
I remember my agent rang me up and said, Kevin, I think Nick Blackburn said to me, and he said, Kevin, do you fancy going back to QPR? I went, yes, 100%. I'll go. So I had to play for Barnsley on a Saturday. Don't get injured. So I'm thinking, I'm playing for Barnsley on this Saturday. I can't even remember who it was. I played. I didn't even say goodbye to anyone. I just took my boots and I never went back. And that's not disrespectful. I just wanted to go home, get back. I had a flat in Ealing, got back, and met my wife, wanted to get home. And the bloke, the physio, and then Prav, and Jim Greenwood and Bobby, they had the same sort of very good, and they sorted out my injury problems, and it just went from there.
Before we carry on with the QPR chat, you returned with Huddersfield to Loftus Road, and you scored, missed the penalty as well.
Oh,
Yeah, I meant to do that.
yeah, of course. He's on the, I know him. He's on a goal bonus. You never missed that.
How strange was that day?
Very strange, unbelievable. Like one of the most nervous games of my life. Really, thinking back, it was like it was a little bit. It was a little bit scored. It was like to Jerry because he weren't picking me. He was like, should have kept me, and then missing the penalty was just like deal. I just remember my friends were in the crowd and they all had a bet on me to score the first goal, and they were all like, yeah, like it was like they all made a load. No, they all made a load of money. I remember waving at my dad's, like no, not waving, just like that. Scored. It was a weird situation. Very strange to play against QPR. Yeah,
Loftus.
yeah, unbelievable. And then at the end of the season, Huddersfield scored, and I was on the bench, and I was like, I've given it.
Don't bring me on.
I do not want to get on this pitch. Don't bring me on. Yeah, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be involved in this.
With the hindsight, coming back to when you left, would you have stayed? Looking back, forget what you've done afterwards. At that time, you think, I signed a new contract. I'm better than Sammy Koja. Was it Rob Steiner up top? I can be in there. Or you just thought, Jerry's not picking me. I've got to go.
So I have to go. And if I didn't stay, I would have been. I don't know. I don't think they probably went like that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like that because if you don't play,
But also, there was a bad result.
it wasn't great.
Relegate.
Yeah, it was a great side. It wasn't great. I needed to just. I needed to play games.
So, Kev, when I come along, how long had you been back at QPR then?
So what were you?
that was a year. I think you was back. It was my first.
What were you?
Yeah,
but what time? What year did you go?
In 2004, it was my year.
They weren't promotions.
You were.
It was the year.
No,
promoters.
Yeah, but what year did you come?
2003, 2004. It was my first year. It was your second year.
2001.
You come back after the Swansea 4-0.
2001. So I left in 2000. I played for. So I can always say I played in 2000 and in 2001.
2002, 03.
Cookie came back in 2003 on loan.
Yeah. So it was there a year.
But then when.
Yeah. 0203.
So when I was
It was his debut. Your game QPR.
back, he sort of said, I need. Ollie brought me back and said, Kev, I need you to be, because he went a young team. He said, and there was a bit of a fracture in the team because
So basically, only
Steve Hart,
listening to you and said,
I wasn't straight.
No,
it's Steve
Arms.
was the captain. Steve Palmer was an old Steve Palmer. Steve Palmer's a great bloke. Great bloke. And but he was sort of older, and I was like mid. And the younger players were like a bit of friction with, and Ollie said, look, there's frictions between the older lads and the younger lads. I need you to bring them both.
He's like you in.
I know. Yeah. The guys that hates younger lads.
All the people. He's like you.
"Oh, that's what he done with Shitto in Scotland."
To go and.
Yeah. So Kev was Leroy Griffiths' mentor.
That guy can.
Yeah, we went rapping and all that.
Brilliant.
Must have been a relief to be home.
Honestly, so I literally got into my flat. I down on the Sunday. I hadn't signed. I was signing on a Monday. I was in my house and I didn't tell my parents nothing until he was signed. I didn't tell anyone because I was like, I'm not like, well, fuck it. I'm not saying anything. And that was the night QPR was 4-0 and for Swansea. And someone rang me up and giving, I heard you coming back. Why are you coming back? This team's horrendous. And I was like, well, I'm coming.
He's like, first open.
And then on the Wednesday, we played Swindon. We beat them 4-0. So I didn't tell anyone. And then I think I might have said it to my brother Joe. Joe, I'm sorry to give you hard tomorrow. Wait, yeah, I'm sorry to give you hard. Just don't say anything.
And that second period was obviously
Yeah. I bet you,
Enjoyable, successful,
the most, I would say, the most enjoyable, as in life.
Life. But I think we knew it. I knew it at that time. You knew every day.
Yeah.
It's not really getting much better. You're playing for the team with love. You're coming every day enjoying it.
Do you know what? You didn't feel like you're going to go.
No.
So like you can be like,
You don't think about it.
oh, dear.
It's
It's just like you've got to wait.
mobility.
You really got into Silla situation. You really are. It just
Well, all the fans out there that play all the fans out there that play Sunday football or Saturday football, and you got your mates and you're having banter.
That was every day.
Imagine getting paid for it and playing for the team that you love.
Every day.
That's what we have.
Every day.
Man, I got called back from low. I was devastated. And I mean devastated. I was up of the latest edge. I can't pay for this season. 3 months I had there with these boys. 3 months.
were you just desperate to get back
I didn't
once it ended?
want to go, and then they couldn't adapt. What's my life? I don't want to come back.
you signed at the end of
I don't
that.
want to come back.
I wasn't
No.
there. I was at Brentford.
No.
I played against him. I was at Brentford.
He had
He
he was on loan.
Yeah, you was on loan.
Yeah, the whole season.
You signed that summer.
No, we
You
got
signed
promoted,
that
didn't we?
You signed that summer.
No,
No, he got
Something
promoted
later.
because we got McLeod. Yeah, we got
season.
Kevin McLeod come and he come in the championship.
I
Glory.
didn't want to go back.
But from that moment, did you think I need to get back to that? From that moment,
They lost the cup final, which I went to. We the Kevin and Dawn's playing, and then I was like, man, I need to keep banter there because the team spirit there was so deep. 3 months I have. Weren't that long really, but I didn't want to leave. That's when you know you don't. And then when it comes to that following season, when I was on a free transfer, it wasn't just because QPR was my team. It was these boys.
It's the money that was off.
The money was less. The thing was let. Come on, let. But I wanted to play with Kev, Rowley, Birch, in everywhere.
there are so many special memories. Cookie, you joined just after the promotion season. Tell us something we haven't heard before, a memory.
Right, Kev?
No, just a story we haven't heard before.
One of the best stories ever in history of when I was there was when Kevin did that of a night out. God, he got the flame for it, had to.
Oh, that was the dream team night.
BK.
Was that
PK was on at the Wembley or something.
No, Hammersmith Odeon.
Hammersmith Apollo?
I was a trailblazer. This is when before he got big. I knew he was good.
What happened?
Kev about it, maybe. Oh, Kev, on. What happened?
So I got about 5 or 6 tickets to BK. And a few, 5 or 6 of the lads. And so we went out in London.
Hammersmith. We started with Hammersmith and the
we-
Apollo.
and then we
went Covent Garden.
And then we went Covent Garden. And then, remember Danny Murphy?
My final words to Kev. I remember it was in Covent Garden, Roadhouse, was it?
Yeah,
Roadhouse?
Roadhouse.
I went, Kev, I'm going. Look after him. Yeah, no problem. That was a hard thing. I had no problem.
Said, yeah. So I didn't know this, but Danny Murphy got in a cab and then
No, he felt sick down.
he went raining.
He felt sick down himself and
He went
got thrown
raining.
out.
And the geezer-
No, Raynham.
He took him to Raynham's Essex, but he lived in Raynham, Kent. And he stood all over. He didn't pay for his cab, and they put him in a jail. They put him in.
Lock him up though. Didn't lock him up.
No, put him in. So obviously,
He missed treatment the next day.
they found out because he didn't turn up for treatment the next day. So that was on the Tuesday. On the Thursday,
No, he rang Tommy Williams
Yeah.
and said, look, I've sort of been
what shall I do?
linked up. What should I do? And Tommy and Danny in the same position.
You went. You better tell.
You better own up.
If he'd have told me, I went, say nothing, just say and train on Thursday. You'd be all right. He told the wrong person because they were having competition for the place. You better tell the manager. Told Ollie. So,
What happened?
Ollie got us all in this. Remember the squash court?
It was probably the funniest meet.
No, it was in the canteen. It was in the canteen with the board. I swear it was in the canteen.
He got the big board out of his ear.
Put all our names up.
He put all our names on. These boys here, remember that program on Sky? Dream Team. Remember the Sky? These boys here think they're in the Sky program called
By the way, no, I hadn't signed for the club yet.
Yeah.
But not have let you.
They all think you're in Dream Team. And now I'm raging, giving it. I'm 26 years of age, and this geezer's mugging me out. mugging me up for having a night out. I'm raging. Kenny Jack is looking at me and I'm doing this.
It's one of the best answers from a player I've ever heard.
But Danny Murphy got sick and whatever, and he ended up in a cell. And he went, Kenny, what did you do? He went, pints,
Shots.
shots. I'm doing this.
He's stitching it.
Absolutely killed yourself, remember? He never played PBR again. No, never played. Never done.
Do those stories epitomise just what QPR was about at the time?
Yeah, very good. Just unbelievable banter. Keep saying it. Hard work. The training was hard. It was proper, but the banter was great. Brilliant. Hard work, banter, good abilities, great abilities. Furs, great ability, could score left foot. He could score from 25, 30 yards. Gareth could score from, like you see. Could be good dribble, Birchie. Well, like I love shit you could edit and just those players. Gina Padula, great left foot.
We made him, Kev. We made it.
Yeah, we did make Gino. Yeah, right.
No, it's a good team. We're not going to cut that into it.
You're going to do some editing there.
Yeah. Fast forward to 2007, start 2007. Obviously, all good things must come to an end. You left QPR for a second time. Scored your final goal in the November against Palace, a 4-2 win.
Yeah.
How was leaving for a second time?
Absolutely gutted, devastated. Mum crying on the phone to me, my wife crying. That's football, tough. There's great times. The lads will tell you, unbelievable times and the unbelievable sad and bad times, and that's football. Yeah, but I was absolutely, as my kids say, traumatized. Yeah.
It's hard because stuff like that happens, and it's not until like further down the line, like now, as you can look back and appreciate everything great that happened and deal with the negative that happened. Because at the time, it's like you're so emotional, you're in it. It's like it's really hard to deal with. But when you look back, you go, as we are here today, Vorkev, what a servant, what a player, everything he did for QPR. But when you leave, sometimes you do feel like it's tough. It's taking enough. Was it your last goal? QPR.
Alice, penalty.
Me and kept on a shirt thing. This was a couple of years ago. This is what I remember. I didn't know until that day. We was doing a little bit for QPR's website about the kits and what you own. I didn't realise that Kelsey last goal was get players in the penalty. I won the penalty.
Yeah.
I remember then. For me, that's just like that's gonna be. I would tell my boys, this boy, Big Danny, and this boy, I'll still put him in boy because I'm a fifth there. I still give him the boy because when we say this boy Gallen, I'll set his last goal as a fan, if you like. But I won the penalty and he scored it. That for me is just I'll be like, I'm done, mate.
You went on to play for the likes of Plymouth and Luton. We spoke about your career. You had to carve out a different career for yourself. You were a different player after your injury.
Yeah.
How do you reflect on your career?
I don't. It's actually, Matt, it's a really good question because I don't really sort of look back at all. People talk about it more than I do. I never really, it's maybe I should talk about it more. I don't boast about it if there's anything to boast about. But I look back on my career, especially the QPR, like grew up as a fan, got far from here. My dad actually and my mum who were here, my mum was here. They from their first house in Shepherd's Bush is literally like 400 meters down the road. And my dad used to come to this part of the Crown Sceptre in the 60s, 70s. So for them, I feel better for them that I played for QPR. For me, you just get on with it.
What you do on it?
You just what you do in life. I'll look back on it maybe in a few years and think, yeah, I mean, proud. It was proud, but I'm more happy for them out of my family and stuff.
That's what you do, though, isn't it? You're proud. You're proud of what you've done and what you achieved, and you are.
Yeah. So it's just, it was an absolute pleasure to play one. When I was 30, 14, whatever, to play one game for QPR and then play over 400 games it's unbelievable.
Just finally, you've been, as we spoke about, you've been inducted to the Legends of the Loft, voted by fans as one of the 10 all-time best QPR players. How special will it be for you on Saturday when you get your recognition?
Yeah, I haven't really, because Andy told me this I was on holiday in Italy and he said Kevin was on it. I think the year before he said you've been inducted, and I was like, okay, and I sort of, I told my kids, and my daughters were like, whatever. They literally they're like oblivious of it. My son, he just QPR fan, he's like buzzing of it. My wife was a little bit buzzing. I don't think I'd even told my mum until she
Turned up.
No, I didn't really tell her. It's gonna be. Andy rang me. I was on holiday again in Italy. Said we're gonna get you to a game. What game's good for you? Is this game okay? The whole game. I went, yeah, Andy, I'll be there. It's gonna be special. I said it before. My mate rang me up and he said, text me, he said, Kev, I'm buzzing with you, and I just said, Sean. And then just said, you're so miserable. But
Cookie, you said it there. Kev, the humbleness is that's why we are like we are, because you're just humble. It's an enormous achievement. Yeah. Enormous achievement. And you're humble, you're one of the boys, one of the lads, but you need to be enormously proud of yourself. Your family, we are enormously proud of you, but you should be enormously proud of yourself for your family and everything. We're all older, we've retired, we're getting older, but it's massive, mate. It's massive. Why would you, mate?
Yeah.
We're an honour to have been part of your journey.
I haven't really thought about it until today, and then I know probably it will come to me on Saturday.
Yeah,
but I'm really looking forward to it.
And I hope he cries, because he never cries unless it's a really expensive round. I want to see tears from him.
Yeah, it's true. And I'm not going to cry.
There'll be a tear. There'll be a tear. Your mum, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't expect her to be here, so that was very, very good. Well done. You done make it the back. I thought my brother was turning up, and that wouldn't make you cry.
Make you cry in a different way.
In a different way. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Good,
thank you for the drinks, and thank you for bringing everyone together, Matt. Thank you very much.
No problem at all.
Thank you.
Thanks, There was just final question there. What's your message to the fans? Obviously, you've got your special songs we know, but what's your message to the fans who voted me?
Thank you very much for that. I'm very humbled. It's an absolute pleasure that you voted for me, and you remember me from all these years. I think I go to QPR quite a lot when I can, and I try to mingle and chat to as many fans as I can, and have a laugh with her. Just thank you for the votes, and thank you for the support, and I'll see you Saturday.